we are. So today we're going to be working with Primrose Yellow. Primrose Yellow. It is in England right now. The primroses are out. The spring is here. And it's gorgeous. This is one of the most beautiful flowers. And if you love tuning into flowers and the essence, you will just love the Primrose Ray. I'm not in England right now. I'm in Florida, and many things are blooming here too. It's just a very different kind of spring than what we get in England. And the Primrose Ray is, it's such a soft ray. It's a delicate ray. So let us open directions together first, and then I will explain more about the Primrose Yellow Ray. It is a beautiful ray to have in your self-healing practice, as well as supporting other people. Because when we allow our own innocence and we allow the innocence of others, a very magical, energy of the magical child arrives. And that is really the energy of the Primrose Yellow. So let us begin with thanking the spirits of the East for their support and help as we work together. So thanking the spirits of the East. Allowing yourself to open up and connect with the divine. And moving now to the south, we thank the spirits of the south for their love and their support as we work together. The warmth of the noonday sun. And the feelings of gratitude for nature, connection. And we move now to the west. We thank the spirits of the west for their love and their support as we work together. Thanking the spirits of the west, we now move to the north, the spirits of the north, and we thank them for their love and their support as we work together. And we thank the beautiful, wonderful, loving, compassionate spirits of the lower world, our power animals and other allies there, for their support and love as we work together. I know. Don't you just love it when your power animals lick you? Thank you. We move to the middle world now. And we thank the middle world spirits. So it's about the elements, the fire, the sun, your own digestive energy, your enzymes within you. It's very micro to macro fire there. We thank the spirits of fire and all who dwell within them. We thank the spirits of the waters. The water outside of us, the water within us. Tune into a body of water near you. Stream, river, ocean, the pipes in your home. And the spirit of the wind. Thanking the spirit of the wind. Breathing it in, breathing it out. We thank the element of earth, the earth itself. You gives us everything. That is place of final rest as well. The nourishment, the support, the food, shelter, everything comes from the earth. Tuning into the spirit of the place where you are. Give thanks. And the nature spirits are in you. Trees, plants, the animals. And thank your true self for showing up. You are a middle world spirit. You are a beautiful middle world spirit. Everything you do in the middle world affects the world. Your true self, your highest self, your spirit, your soul. Thank you for showing up, doing your work today with the primrose yellow ray. Celebrate yourself. Your own beauty, your own joy, your own light. And we thank our upworld teachers, our upworld spirits, the angels, the archangels, the color masters, the mistresses, the gurus and beings who bring us from darkness to light, the monks, the nuns, the high holy ones, saints and angels, other ancestral spirits, wise ones, meditators, throughout the ages who have brought us the rich, rich heritage that we have on this planet of meditation. Not one that is promoted all the time, broadcasted in our history lessons, but we have a reservoir of spiritual pathways that have traversed this globe for eons. And so now we thank those, and those from the Tibetan White Brotherhood, and all of the beings who are no longer incarnate, who once were in this world, this beautiful world, who wish to smile and support the descendants. We thank the loving, compassionate, wise ones who also understand what it's like to be incarnate on earth. And other high beings who may not understand what it's like to be incarnate on earth, but who wish to support the expansion, the elevation, the raising of the human spirit and soul to a peak of rare consciousness and beauty, to help us evolve and to move forward as a species, to live a more compassionate and holistic life, a life of harmony, of knowing how to work with all that is here and not to abuse it, but to be with it as in the web, not higher or lower, but part of the web of life. Not using everything here for ourselves, selfish little greedy children, but to be part of the web of life. Thank you. Thank you, spirits. Okay. All right, so here we are together enjoying our time. The sacred space has been set and all the beautiful, loving, compassionate spirits that are wishing to help are coming in. Now, some of you are sending me texts, they're kind of flying in, that you're having trouble getting into the Facebook. I don't know why. I'm not a tech person. I can't really tell you why that would or wouldn't be working. But we will continue, and they are recorded, so you will be able to listen to it later. So let us move now into an exploration of primrose yellow. So I posted a photograph of the primrose yellow. You might want to look at the primrose yellow. It has a very soft, pale color, and this color is very subtle, and it's a bit like the ray. The ray is subtle, and the ray helps us to drop from the intellect and come back into innocence. You know, sometimes we're thirsting for knowledge, or we want to know or understand, but really at the heart of things, we want to feel right. We want to feel safe. We want to feel open and connected. And the primrose yellow ray can really help you do that, because you don't have to have climbed the Mount Everest of spirituality or anything. You just have to retain your innocence. You have to go back to that childlike wonder and awe of, you know, when children see things, they're like, wow, look at that. You know, primrose yellow has that quality of like, wow, like you're seeing the flower for the first time. And you allow yourself to have direct experience. You know, you're not filtering it through your mind. There, that's a flower. Check, I saw it. Tunk. And then you're not actually experiencing the flower anymore. Whereas when we were children, it was like the blade of grass that popped up through the concrete, and the green, it's like, wow, look at the sun shining through that blade of grass. Wow, the whole universe is a miracle. Wow. You know, it's that feeling of wow, wow with life. And it's very simple. It's not like you need anything to do it. Like, wow, the sound of that bird. That bird, he stopped now when I said that, but that bird, when I was a child, it takes me back to my grandmother's house when we used to sleep over there, and she had those doves, and they were cooing just like that. She called them morning doves, and we heard them in very early in the morning when we woke up, and I always thought, oh, it has to do with, you know, the sunrise in the morning. But later I learned it's mourning as in grieving, that they miss their partner and they cry. So the innocence of child, that we hear things and we just interpret them however, and it's not about being correct or right. There are so many blessings to come to us through the primrose ray. I think we are longing for a time of more innocence, where we're not so cluttered mentally with a lot of ideas and thoughts about how things should be, or getting it right, getting it wrong. There is a quality of presence with primrose, that you can just be there in your innocence, and you don't have to try. You don't have to. You are loved just because you are. You are love looking at love. You are the loving eyes of the universe looking and admiring the beauty of this world. You know, there's no better, higher place to be. You know, that's it. The primrose yellow ray, you're in your innocence. It's uncomplicated. It's a deep peace and acceptance of what is. And not just acceptance, but delight. You know, delight in the spring. Delight in the leaf unfolding. Delight in that light green burst of springtime. And You know, the flowers, they sit there and the rain comes and they just, you know, wiggle with the raindrops dropping on them, and yet they're like, the little faces are shining and looking at us. So it's amazing. Dragonflies coming here right as I did this beautiful green dragonfly. Wow, this really big green dragonfly. So it just kind of flew and then flew out. So yeah, the primrose. Look into the face of the primrose flower and feel the blessing. You know, each flower is a portal. You can use them like an Axis Mundi. You can travel through the center of the flower. And I would suggest that for the journey that we do, you do exactly that. Use a primrose and go right through the center of the flower as your portal into the primrose yellow ray. And if you're not sure what a primrose looks like, please look at the page, the Facebook page, and you will see the photograph of the primrose. It's got 5 petals. It's a very pale yellow on the outer edge of the leaf, which is a golden, deeper color. Okay, so somebody's coming to buzz around us, but that's okay. We can allow the buzzing in a very primrose way. So with the primrose ray, we're going to journey now just to go back to a time of innocence for yourself, that when things were easy, when you had a beautiful experience from the eyes of your innocent or inner sense, going back to that perspective of seeing through those eyes, the eyes of the child. You might be taken to a point in your childhood where you had a very juicy experience of primrose, or it could be something that happened yesterday. I'm not going to be prescribing and telling you when to go. I'm just asking you to go through the primrose flower as the portal, and we're going to go and visit the primrose yellow ray, and we're going to be asking to take us to an experience we've had of the primrose, and then to fully go into that moment and pick, like, receive all blessing of that ray. Like, remember what you already know. Remind me of what I already know, that I do know how to access my primrose. I do know this energy. I am blessed by this energy. Okay, so going into the primrose, we're going to experience and remember a time when we were fully in the full flush of that energy, and receive the blessings of that time, and bring back the remembrance of how to continue to connect with primrose, part of ourselves. Okay, here we go. Okay, so okay, so I came inside and I would like you to make your notes about your experience of the Primrose Yellow Ray and the happiness that maybe you felt at that time and the joy. And if you could leave like a blessing for the blessing you received and like bless other people to remember like this feeling of the innocence, remember this feeling of the freshness and the ease and the grace and the beauty of the Primrose Yellow Ray. That would be really, really nice. Yeah, just be really good. So Primrose is such an important color right now. I think for the COVID healing, you know, we can get overly complicated in our heads, worrying about things and what they mean. And it's really asking us to come back to that original face where we just drop all the conditioning, we drop the layers of messaging and imprints that we're getting from society and come back to our purity, that innocence of the child and that Zen, almost beginner's mind, the not needing to know and understand everything. But if we're really connected to our childlike instinctual wisdom and we deprogram everything that was put into us, you will be in tune with your spirit. You will pick up the pulses and messages that you need to pick up, and you will be, you know, divinely connected. and enjoy it, rather than just feeling stress, anxiety, pressure. The primrose is really a refreshing color to just wash away all the sadnesses and anxieties. As adults, sometimes we can remember with a nostalgia childhood and think, well, when things are so much easier, when we didn't have responsibilities, etc., or some people didn't. Some people had really difficult childhoods. But there is that wisdom of the child who sort of knows. Children sort of blurt out the truth because they haven't learned how to cultivate certain perceptions or worry about what other people are thinking. They just say what they feel and what they see. And there's an innocence there because it's not, political. It's not trying to manipulate anyone. It's just say what you really feel and what you think. So with the primrose yellow ray, we're invited to come back to that place of innocence and lack of complication. And, there's also a gentleness there. So it's like a peace and a beauty. So I hope that you enjoy primrose this week and that it supports you. If you can see a primrose, try to smell the primrose. It has a very subtle perfume. And if you can enjoy that energy this week, it will be a blessing and a healing for you. So calling in primrose, merge with primroses. When you need to feel like your soul, your heart, you just want to feel lighter, you want to feel inspired and uplifted, and go back to that place of simplicity and, keep it simple. And that's what primrose is here for you to do. So I thank you for joining me on this exploration today. Sorry about the neighbors deciding to mow their lawn at exactly the moment we were journeying, but hey, stop now. But we're not in control, and that's also the innocence. It's like, well, we just be with it. So primrose blessings, a beautiful, beautiful primrose week for you. That beautiful golden, pale gold color for you. Blessings and love.